Oh, Cooney.
Okay, can you just turn off your mute yourself just so that we don't pick up any noise, and that's great. Yeah. I do have a bit of background noise here. I'm at Costa. Anyway, good. So welcome to another edition of the Influencer Marketing Roundtable. Most of you know who I am, but just a very quick overview. I host a podcast. If anybody hasn't yet listened to it, then do. The last one I did, which has just been released yesterday, is probably one of the best ones I've ever recorded. And it's with Jane Mallion, actually, and she is amazing. She's a cream tea specialist with the most amazing quintessential English accent, and she has been a TikTok sensation. In fact, some of the Americans wanted to adopt her. You've got to listen to it. If you haven't listened to any of my podcasts, just do have a listen to the last one. In fact, I'll try and share it in the link afterwards. But she really is. She was such a hoot, and it just shows you sometimes when you get somebody really great on a podcast or on anything that you do, it can be the opportunity to engage a wider audience. On the book front, something exciting. We're having it read actually on Thursday, so I'm going to go into influencer marketing audio because a number of people have been asking me for that. So hopefully that'll be really good. You know that I'm a speaker and a podcast host. I'm often involved in getting into shows and conferences. So if you feel that you are interested in some of these events, I mean, to be fair, I do tend to need to have influencers that have got a reasonable big size audience, but I'll keep sharing with you some of the exhibitions and events, because they're really good opportunities for you to be involved. Obviously, those of you that are local to London, which is where most of them are, although sometimes they can be online as well. And of course, I'm writing for the London Evening Standard, always looking for articles, but they tend to be ones that are around 10 DIY influencers to follow, or I'm just doing one at the moment on fintech. So if you think there's something that we can look at as well, then by all means, bounce it off me. I have to run everything past an editor, but anyway, it's just an opportunity for you to look at. And definitely, when it comes to influencer marketing campaigns, companies that are interested in running campaigns with influencers in any shape or form. I've got access to 107 million globally, so it's a really, really big audience. Frank and I are working on an email campaign at the moment just to interest and excite people, and I'm sure when we've sort of gone through our sort of couple of months phase, it'll be interesting for Frank to sort of share the results of what that campaign has been looking like as well. Good, and obviously you know that I'm involved in the association sector as well. And I run my own program, which is all about helping individuals become more influential. We've had some amazing results actually, and one of them is from an individual that we've renamed the private equity coach. Everything he's doing is totally focused around private equity. And he had an opportunity recently to attend a workshop which he ran. It was really, really successful. What I wanted to do is to make sure that he followed up with those people. So I've got him to agree to do some Mont Blanc pens in a beautiful gift box. And he was showing me, he was doing a little bit of a mini unboxing video yesterday. Because if you think about it, each of those customers are worth £10,000 to him. And I said, right, you've had this captivated audience at this event that you've just run, but they're going to run away and get back into their day jobs. So how can you capture and keep, get that appointment with them afterwards? So what he's done while I was there, I asked him to take a picture of everybody. So he's done a framed picture and a Mont Blanc pen. I mean, okay, it's cost him a little bit of money, but all he needs is one customer from those 10 gifts presentations. So I'll let you know what happens, but it is about nurturing and finding an opportunity to keep the conversation going. It's just one example of one of the clients I'm working with. Okay, right. So let's talk more about some of these tools. So these are going to be just a variety of different things, really. The first one, which you may have heard me talk about, is a platform called Thinkers 360. And this is a B2B influencer platform. And it's a fantastic way for you to create your sort of thought leadership. It doesn't cost you anything to sign up. And what they will do very cleverly is create a score for you based upon the amount of articles that you've written, or whether or not you have been a keynote speaker, or whether or not you've done teaching or learning or anything like that, which is really, really good. So what they're doing is they're creating a global content platform. So the more content provided by the individuals on it, the better that it is. What it also does as well is every few months, it does a top leaders, top influencers in the sector. So I've fortunately appeared in the top 50 most influential people within the customer loyalty, and then another one in PR and communication. So the reason why this is really good for you is because it gives you another opportunity to be able to shout about this. Because anything, when I talk about influencer marketing, it's all about getting other people talking about you. Yeah, that isn't necessarily just you. So go and have a look at this. It's a really great little platform. Another one that's very similar is called Analytica. And what you have here is almost identical. So it enables you to create a profile and upload your content, any posts and stories that you've done, any videos, any articles that you've created, anything like that. It's a really great platform. Again, absolutely free to use. And the reason why this is good is because people within particular niches are looking and searching for speakers. They're looking and searching for thought leaders in specific sectors. And there are a number of others. So there'll be one, for example, on related to fintech. There'll be another one related to cybersecurity, and so on and so forth. Yeah. One more recently I've got involved with is called Influencer Active. Again, this is free for you to upload your content. There is a proviso, though, that you do have to have a sizable audience on LinkedIn. And I can't remember how many everybody's got, but it is quite a sizable audience they are looking for. And the guy that runs it is a guy called Anthony James. His LinkedIn profile's got over 4 million. So he's a big hitter. I've literally just interviewed him on my podcast a couple of weeks ago, which is due to be shared actually in 2 weeks' time. Fascinating individual. But what this allows you to do is to get paid money for posts on specific sectors. So, you know, Paul, it might be something related to well, you know, if people are looking for a business influencer, you could be posting stuff to your community on the platform and making money. Everything. What you do is you provide a almost like an advert for what you could do at a dollar rate. So I might be saying, right, I'll run an influencer marketing strategy 1 hour, and it's going to cost $150. I might say, right, I'm going to do a post for me to share something about your product to my 15,000 or whatever LinkedIn customer followers. Yeah. So there's a whole range of different things. So just go and have a look and check it out. It's a really good platform. I love this tool. I've used this countless times. So when you've taken a picture, and it might well be, let's just say I took a picture here, I'm in a service station, right? And maybe it's a really good picture of me, but the background's a bit shit. So what this tool allows you to do is just upload an image and it removes all of the background entirely. Yeah. So again, it's a really good thing to use. It's called Remove BG. There's another thing that I particularly like. which is called answerthepublic.com. Again, this is a really free tool. And some of you are nodding your head, you may well know this, but it's a really great way of getting an idea. So I just typed in yesterday, influencers, and you probably can't see all of that, but what it's doing is it's giving you all of the questions that people are asking around that subject. Why is that really good? Well, it allows you to then write articles and blogs around just that piece. Yeah. I'm a great believer in outsourcing. I really, really am. And I know I've talked about this before. I have a number of people that have worked for me in the Philippines and in other countries. I've also used Upwork a number of times. It's really, really good tool. You know, when you find somebody really good on that, I mean, I must admit, my designer, Rallan, is absolutely fantastic. He's so reliable. I mean, you know, he even comes back to me and says, this is the fee, but it's negotiable. Why would you say that? In many instances, I don't even negotiate. I just you know, get on and do it. And the speed and response that you're getting back is absolutely phenomenal. Because I've said to you guys, we're all business owners here. The most important thing is you focusing on where you are generating the most amount of revenue. Now, I know some of you might like to learn and find out about stuff. Sometimes I don't want to do that. I actually want to focus my time on what I'm really good at and have somebody else do it. And they often say the great leaders are born by having great teams. And it really, really is important to think and consider that. But you can see the whole host of different things. I even outsource my blog for my main website. And it's not that I can't write blogs, because I write articles for the Evening Standard. But the point is that it's the time it's going to take to go through and write it properly. Whereas I know I've got Loris that literally writes it with an SEO head on. She puts links in there as well to other articles. And ironically, when I look at the Google traffic I'm getting, it is all of the blogs, which is the area that is picking up the most amount of traffic. And that is my gateway into people want to work with me. I love this product, actually, and we haven't tried it yet, and maybe we should definitely have a look at doing it. It's called Mentimeter. And what it allows you to do is to do a number of things, really. It just makes your online meetings a little bit more exciting. Things like getting a sentiment. How do we feel today? So maybe in the next sessions or so, we could bring in Mentimeter. Again, it's free to use. There's one, for example, how are you feeling? What I would do is give you all a code. You go onto that platform, and then you answer the question that's been put there, and right in front of us, we see a word cloud developing. And this is really, really good because it's not something that's pre-prepared. It's something that really comes up in front of us and then allows the speaker to comment on what people are saying. Other little things like just a different way of presenting information that's coming out from our group. So I think we'll put one of those things in action soon. Another thing to think about is we all know when it comes to videos how important it is to get the captions, the subtitles, everything right. Well, this particular tool, it's called Captioned, which I particularly like. It allows you to generate subtitles that really do work. I can't remember what the price of it is, but it's certainly worth looking at. I know Matthew's just joined us. Hello, Matthew. Nice to see you. Just mute yourself if you haven't already. Again, something I've spoken about before, which is a really cool tool, is called the Headline Analyzer. I know Paul mentioned it recently on one of his content sessions, but what it allows you to do is to really hone in on what headlines are working and play around with the ones that are the right length, using the right emotion, using unusual words. I'm a great believer in using a number in a headline as well. You know, I remember when I used to do a talk, 21 great ideas to promote your business. And every single time my seminars were packed out. And I'm convinced it's because I literally said the word 21. They knew that they were going to get that in that session. And so it was really, really good. This is a great tool as well. So has anybody heard of hunter.io? Again, really great way of finding email addresses in seconds. And I think phone numbers as well, all sorts of things. So if you type in there, go and have a look at it, hunter.io. Really good tool. Here's another great little thing that I like. It's called Score App, and all this really is a funnel. It's a lead magnet. But what we're trying to do is, you know, those sort of personality profiles that we sometimes complete. Yeah, and at the end of it, it gives us a sort of a reading on what type of personality profile we are. Well, in a way, that's exactly what Score App does. So what you could do is use something like this as a way to say well, think about it. If people are completing this, it's a fantastic way of you understanding a lot about the needs and pain points within their own business. But also you're giving them something of immediate value straight away by a little mini report. It's a really great, I know that a few of my friends have used it before to great effect, but have a look at that. And I thought I'd finish with, I wanted to create a Wikipedia page for myself. And it's very, very difficult to create a Wikipedia page. You know, you really have to have real credibility in the space, almost like be in the public domain, really. However, I don't know if any of you have heard of Wikipedia, but this is also a highly ranked site. It's almost like a baby version of Wikipedia. And it's a tool for editors to find key people of influence. Now, I actually had somebody write this for me. Again, another example of an Upworker. But you know, it's and I noticed when I type in my name now, this comes up second after my own website. So it's got a really good Google rank, and it's great for sort of SEO as well, because there's multiple links that we can put within that. Yeah, so it doesn't actually cost you anything to create it. My cost was only that I wanted somebody to do that for me and make sure that there was no errors or problems, but I guess some of you could do it yourself. So there you go. There's a few of my my tools. Now I wanted to just have a chat with you guys and see what you thought, and perhaps share some of yours. So who wants to sort of chime in first?
Quick question then, Gordon. That last one you showed us, Wikipedia.
Yes.
Is it actually owned by Wikipedia as well? Because the whole outlook is exactly the same.
I know. I don't know, actually, is the answer.
Interesting.
Yeah. Had anybody heard of it before?
No,
not at all. No. So, but that's the reason why I thought I'd sort of share it. Anyway, hopefully that was useful, and a few little nuggets of things there that you might like to consider. Maybe not all relevant, but I mean, there's so many tools basically. I thought if I just shared a few, because I think the other thing is that if you're using tools that you're using, you know, I rather than go into online on all of those, I thought it was just easier to give you a bit of a snapshot. You can do that at your sort of leisure. But I do like them. I mean, I must admit, remove BG. I don't know how many times I've done that, and it was one of those light bulb moments where somebody told me on a mastermind. I thought, how cool is that? Paul, do you want to start off with what your thoughts were and any others that you
use? Gosh, of gosh, there are, as you say, Gordon, there are so many, aren't there? There are so many. Gosh, I don't know where to start. I mean, there's quite a few. There's one which I'm just going to find the URL for, and it does a lot of things with PDFs. So, so you can create PDFs, you can edit PDFs. I think we all know how to create a document in Word or Google and save it as a PDF.
Yes.
But you can also take a PDF from somewhere else and convert it back into text. So if you want to sort of borrow some content and then repurpose it, it'll do that. And
that's really helpful. Yeah, yeah.
Because we can all be inspired by other people's content, not plagiarism, obviously, but we can be inspired. And sometimes it's quite easy to just convert something back into Word. And I've got another one that I think it's called Website World or something. I'm just going to find the link in a minute. And it will allow you to create links so that when you post them, when you click on the link, it will share whatever it is the link's on that person's Facebook or their Twitter or whatever it is you want that link to be shared onto.
Okay.
So that's quite good for getting your stuff shared out there, because obviously there's a lot of sharing tools on websites like special plugins, but if you want to have a share and post a sharing link on anywhere else, it will create a link that when you click it will share the thing. So that's quite good.
Yeah.
But
what were these two things called?
Can you put them in the can you put them in the chat, Paul, for me?
Yeah, I will. I'm just going to I'm going to do a little bit of digging around because I've got so many bookmarks. So just it might take me a while to find them. So if you want to talk to somebody else while I'm searching it out, I'll put it in the chat when I find it. Otherwise, you'll be staring at me getting bored.
One other thing I'm going to share with you is Linktree. Does everybody know what Linktree is?
It's like a multiple social media profile.
Now, if any of you go to my Instagram, which is gordon.glenister, you'll see exactly what I mean. So it's link and then TR, TR, and that's, is it an E on the end or not? I can't remember, Linktree. But it's only one E, yeah. And basically, as Paul says, bearing in mind on Instagram, on the profile, you've only got so much space. If you add your Linktree profile there, it allows you to, when somebody clicks on that, you can have multiple links within that, like to your Facebook site, to your website, to your LinkedIn, your Twitter, and anything else that you really want to drive people to. But I guess it's a cheap way of you getting a whole load more space.
Yeah, you have the roundtable on the top of the list, Gordon, as well.
Say that again. Yes.
Yeah, you have the. I'll put that onto mine as well. I'll set that up this week as well, and
it's really handy, isn't it, James?
Yeah, it is. I'm impressed with that now. That is very good now.
Yeah, and obviously we're going to. I didn't mention Canva because I know John's going to sort of have a big deep dive into that. But I know that's a really good tool.
Gordon, how do you set that up on Instagram?
Oh, so you go to Linktree, the site, and then you create it on your desktop, and then it allows you to fill it in there, and then you add that link. You add that URL to your Instagram profile.
Very good, yeah. That is very good.
Yeah.
Paul, I don't know if you saw the message that I sent you. That's actually the PDF to Word that I use. It's really good. I'm not sure it's the same one.
It might be. I think the one I've got is called I Love. It's this one here. Oh no, sorry, wrong one. I've repasted what I already had. It's called I Love PDF.
Yeah, I've seen
there's so many, aren't there? There's so many.
There are so many. Yeah.
Not free stuff.
What I might do, guys, is actually put this in a whole load of tools, URLs within on one document, and I'll put it in the Facebook group that says media. You know, I think it allows you to sort of download it, doesn't it? Or a media section.
Yeah.
But also, I thought you might find those influencer book tools quite useful because it allows you to put, free profile where it's relevant, of course. I mean, I know, maybe less relevant to Matthew, for example, because he's not in the B2B space. But there will be other tools there are more relevant to you. I mean, I guess the benefit is also finding free advertising opportunities, which just allow you to put profiles up, and that those exist because they often will use that as a way to then try and convert you to upgrade. But nevertheless, it's, you know, you've often seen them like free company listings, you know.
That's why I'm I'm a huge fan of Google My Business. That is, it's a free listing for
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, no, absolutely it is. And that's a very good example of that. And I've yeah, that's cool. Right. Let's go to John. John, have you got, you know, what's your sort of top 3 tools that you use?
3 tools that I haven't used actually for a while, and that's purely because other work taking over. But I have. So the first tool is using WhatsApp, utilizing WhatsApp
for your desktop.
Yeah. So it allows me to send 3,000 messages simultaneously. So if you have a number list in WhatsApp, you're able to actually generate a message, including JPEG and short video, and send it to your message group, and then it will systematically send those messages out to up to 3,000 different numbers per day.
God, I didn't even know that myself. That's incredible.
No, I didn't. Me neither. Cool.
So I've got that. I will try, if we have time, I will try and get it set up ready for next week. If you want, I can show, or do it another time, whatever. So that's the first one. It also has an inbuilt WhatsApp number detector. So for example, if you, let's say you throw in 100 telephone numbers, it can tell you, it would actually sort those telephone numbers into the ones that are registered with WhatsApp and those that aren't, so that you're not wasting your 3,000 messages.
And is that actually through WhatsApp itself, or is that a tool that links to WhatsApp? Sorry. That's a
link that's a tool that it's a downloadable software that links to WhatsApp. Yeah.
Sounds very interesting.
The other one I have is connected to Google, and that is, so if you go to the Google search engine and you, let's say, type in hotels in Cambridgeshire, yeah, in Google it will list a whole load of hotels, rooms, whatever available. With this particular tool, it will do exactly the same job, but download it immediately into a PDF or Excel spreadsheet.
That's really good. That's excellent.
Telephone numbers.
What's that called? So you're just going to send it to us, are you?
I'll say, yeah, I'll have
you
to
send
get
it. No, that's fine, John. Actually, and don't worry about having all that. So if you can send me these, because there's some really little nuggets that you've been sharing, and Paul as well.
Yeah.
It makes me think this is really, really useful. In fact, I don't know if you've seen my message. I said, look, we could set up a WhatsApp group for us as a group here, couldn't we? Yeah. Quite easily. And that just means that we could share content outside of the week. If you've all got my email, haven't you? Gordon@gordonglenister.com. If you want to share me your telephone number, I will create a WhatsApp group later today.
Okay, cool.
Gordon@gordonglenister.com. Yeah.
That's good.
And the last one I have is in relation to Facebook. So again, it's a downloadable piece of software which links to your personal Facebook page, and it allows you to download the contact information, so telephone numbers and email addresses of your friends, your friends' friends, your friends' friends of friends, and also the groups that they're connected to, and the people within those groups.
Bloody hell, that sounds awesome. I'd love to get my hands on that.
Yeah. But is that free, John? No.
No, they're all chargeable, but they're all very, like, for example, if I remember rightly, the WhatsApp was like $50, the Google was about $80, and I think Facebook was the same.
A month or a year?
actually
One-off.
perpetual.
Wow, that's
So
great.
one-off fee.
Great. Right.
Yeah, and so the only thing with Facebook, as long as the persons within those groups or friends lists are not set to private,
Yes, of course. Yeah.
then telephone numbers and email addresses are listed as shown.
Yeah, for what I'm doing right now, I'd love to get my hands on that, John, because that sounds
Okay,
really,
so
really good.
We'll
Yeah,
hook up afterwards.
Great.
yeah.
All right. Super, super. Frank, what you're a toolite, aren't you? So you like
What about
tools?
I'm a tool?
Tool, yeah. Toolite. You
nice.
love your tools, no?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I use lots of tools. Probably the main one that I use that I think that gives me the most benefit is Vidyard. I think I mentioned this even the other week. And Vidyard is a tool that enables you to film or upload video from your desktop or from your mobile, any video that you've got, and you can embed it easily into emails. And what that enables you to do is send someone an email, but have it directly in the email itself. And you can even have it as a GIF. So it just makes it that bit more engaging. And you can select a moment within the video. So if you have some words or, a sign off within the video, you can even navigate it to there just so that it demonstrates what that video is. It just makes it that bit more clickable because people are so used to engaging with video content. So it really helps increase the amount of replies and interested people that you have replying to your email. Also, video just helps tell the story, doesn't it? So I don't need to sell your video as such, we all know it works. Also, as well, it's all the automation side of things. I mean, I use a system called Cognizant, which is, really, really quite expensive because it links to data. But there are lots of other tools out there that help with automation, like Mixmax, for instance, which is a bit more cost effective. And what you can do with that is you can set up a chain of emails to go out to your email list and do it in a sequence. So the first email will be, a specific email designed to, introduce yourself, for instance. The second might be, getting back in touch again. And then you just go on like that to the amount of emails that you want to send. But it just means that you don't have to, use your list and get repetitive strain problems from copy and pasting and, spending your life just emailing people manually. So there's lots of really good tools out there for automation as well. So well worth checking out. But yeah, Mixmax is probably a good one. Paul, I think you use a different one as well, don't you?
I'm not so sure because I've got a guy that helps me with that. He uses a variety of tools, Frank. So
Oh right.
I'm not sure exactly what he uses. I know he uses a variety. So
yeah, okay.
I'll let him do that.
Yeah. And then I suppose another really good one as well is a platform, and these are all paid for tools, but it's a platform called Hyperize. And Hyperize is really good. See, Paul knows that one. Hyperize is really good because what you can do is you can create personalized images, personalized GIFs, embed personalized content into video, that sort of thing. And what I mean by that is you have a database within a certain platform or a specific, literally just a database, and it pulls information from that database into the image itself. So you would create the image in Hyperize. You might say, for instance, hello, first name. I would like to chat to you about blah, 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 whatever it might be. But then, of course, it would say, for instance, hello, Gordon, or hello, John, or whoever it might be going out to. But of course, it's that level of personalization that just makes it that bit more effective. For instance, part of the campaigns that I'm doing with Gordon, we have an invite that's going out that invites people to the roundtables and, to get in touch. But it's personalized. So therefore, it's just that bit more engaging and interesting for people to receive. And they know that it is actually for them as opposed to just being, mass marketing, which of course is mass marketing, but at the same time it's done in that slightly nicer, warmer way. And that's it.
That's lovely. Thank you, Frank. That's really helpful. James, have you got what's your sort of top 3 favorites?
Number one is no surprise would be Google My Business.
That should be James Carney. Google my business, shouldn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, look at I'm bamboozled by some companies don't use it when it's a free service. When it's a free service, all you need to do is fill out your details, like and especially I've been pushing this a lot now, especially for the likes of pubs and restaurants, like, because when somebody is in a particular area, especially a particular area for the likes of holiday makers, and they 9 times out of 10, when they look to go out for a bite to eat or go somewhere for live music or whatever, the first thing they're going to do is Google pubs and restaurants in that particular area, like. And as I said, the reviews are a huge thing, like, and you're only going to see that whole review thing really coming to hand, and now especially for the likes of the hospitality sector. And number 2 would be Wave Video. I use that nearly on a daily basis, creating and making videos. And then the third one, which I've only started using in the last 2 months, is Social Bee. It's a social media marketing scheduling tool.
Right. Okay.
You can use on this now. The Social Bee is a couple of dollars every month, but you can use it to schedule on all the channels: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Now the LinkedIn thing, before I found it very hard to find the right scheduling tool, but I came across this one, and I'm really fond of it. And it's only something like $18 or $19 a month, like.
It's not too bad. I remember Hootsuite, for example, only allows you to use two profiles, doesn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Which is on the free version, honestly, and
Yeah.
then but you often want to do more than that, don't you? And that's
Exactly,
the frustration.
I actually went on to Hootsuite, because I remember you mentioned it before.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I sort of swayed away from it, but I went to Social Bee, and I think on the program I'm on, I can use something like 10 different social media accounts. Something like, I got her on a deal, or they were some sort of a promotion or whatever. But if you have to upgrade, if you get more customers in, obviously you're making more money, so then you would upgrade it to another, upgrade it to the next level, like.
You know what? It's just suddenly, and I've been thinking about what you've just said, and everybody else, and particularly as the group grows, there could be some platforms where we get a professional version of it, and then you guys pay a contribution, but only a very small percentage because it's on one account.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just thinking it's because often they charge you on a number of users, don't they, or the size of the organization. You know, I'm just thinking there could be opportunities for us to get group deals, as long as we all sign up to some of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I sort of park that there for the moment. Just be conscious that could be a way where, you know, in fact, even if we all use Social Bee, for example, James, it might be that we all pay less, including you.
Oh, there is the next level up. The next level up to me is for the likes of an organization. So say if there's six of us on this today, so if we signed up for that, you're right, it would be, yeah. When you
maybe there's a way around it.
When you split the fee over the 6 things, there would be savings for everybody, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
just the Social Bee, though, Gordon, with some of the other stuff that the lads use as well, that I mentioned earlier as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay. April, have you got, what are your sort of top 3 favorite tools that you use?
Sometimes I use Google My Business. I'm ashamed to say, are we ready, everybody, that I don't do any marketing, and that's why I'm here.
Do you use any tools, any
Yeah.
online tools at all?
Start somewhere.
Not really. I'm a total newbie.
Total newbie. Remind us what you do, April.
I'm a matchmaker. I run an offline dating agency.
Of course you do. That's what I remember. Yeah. No, indeed. Well, I mean, that's marketing. That's bringing people together, isn't it? And or do you do it still in the physical environment? Is it very much?
We do. We meet people in person.
Yeah, the old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned way. That's right.
Good. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully you found some of the suggestions that we've been sharing already useful.
Really useful.
And there'll be more, I'm sure, because I'm going to ask everybody to just drop me an email with all the ones that they've got, and then I'll put that onto a single document so we can, including the ones that I shared with my PowerPoint as well. Okay. Marcia has joined us as well. Hi, Marcia. I can't see you though. Are you there in photo form? Video form?
Sorry, I don't do videos that well.
You don't do videos. All right. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see you. Yeah. You do know we started at 8:30.
So yes, I realized after looking at it was 8:30. However, I have to at 10 o'clock be in church because I'm helping with the duties of the church today. So
okay.
Sorry.
No problem.
I was trying to get ready to get there.
That's all right. It's just the good thing is we recorded it today, so there's some really good content that people have shared as well, and the presentation, so you'll be able to see that on a playback. Good stuff. Matthew, what tools do you use? I mean, are some of these design tools or on Instagram? What do you use?
To be honest, I'm not very good with all these tools, but the last 10 years I've attended different exhibitions, and from there you get press coverage. And I remember I was doing an interview 2 years ago online from there's a group in Nigeria. They're having a design events, and they interviewed me online, and they asked me, they said, when we Google your name, we have all these things come up of your name, but we check your Instagram, you only have like almost 1,200 followers on Instagram. How do you do that? I said, well, it's not me doing it. It's because I attend different exhibitions and I get press coverage from those exhibitions, and those press things you put on Google. So when you Google my name, all those profiles will come up from all the events I've attended. And that gives me kind of presence on Google, a very good presence on Google. And also within the last few months, I've been able to ask most of my clients to do a review for me on Google.
Amazing.
And
right.
Yeah. So a lot of things that come. So, but with tools, to be honest, I'm not very good. I'm happy that you're doing this now. I'll be able to look into what you're using, and I'll kind of apply them to my business. But normally, it's not something I'm very conversant with, if I have to be honest.
And that's why you're here, Matthew. It's all about sharing in a sort of safe, friendly environment some really good things. We all know our own subjects, but we will have all taken away quite a lot from today's session, I know, including myself. And James is an absolute a fan of Google My Business and reviews, stuff like that. And I have to say, since he suggested it, I've asked a number of people to go and rate my services on Google, and it's definitely affected my traffic to the positive, which is great. So it's, I think we all want stuff that works, don't we? We're all busy.
Yeah, definitely.
And the reason why the tools exist is because, and the reason I mentioned even remove BG is because it's such a simple thing to do. Where are the pain points in your business? What is it that takes time out of your, there's actually, talking about that, I didn't mention it, there's a great platform called Trello. That is another fantastic tool to use. It's great for project management, particularly if you've got people working with you. But what it does do enables you to systemize a process. So, for example, you know, in Frank's case, say I wasn't with Frank, but I wanted, so I've created a prospect, but sent first email out. It visibly allows me to see on one page what's actually happening. And because you create little tasks in these little tiny lozenges, if you will, you can move them along. You can almost see the progress of the customer journey or the project journey as well. And it's the most important thing, Matthew, it's a free tool. And it's something that you can share with other people. So let's just say you and I were working together and we weren't using Google Sheets. We could use Trello very effectively. And what it would do is you and I would be able to see where you're at. So, for example, there's a difference between people that have registered for the Influencer Marketing Roundtable and the people that have come to it. So let's just say I was having just a Trello board for the Influencer Marketing Roundtable. I could then use that as a way of saying, right, the new people that have come to the session, I could follow up with them on an email or a telephone call, or any of us could. You see what I mean? You're able to visibly see that and track the performance of your sales process, your design process. You know what I mean? You could even do one for what we did at Ascot, for example. You know, made the hat, sent it to the influencer. Influencer did comment and posting here. So you're able to really track stuff in a really cohesive way. Good.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Marcia, do you use any tools at all? Marcia,
Yeah.
do you use any online tools to make your job easier?
No, my job is easy because my marketing is done through friends and associates.
Right. Yeah, that's great. But do you not use any online tools in your business at all?
Not really.
Not really. As long as you're successful, Marcia, that's all that matters. But
to be quite frank, I said to you that on Facebook, I'm a professor to my friends in Egypt. They're the ones who do the marketing. They're the ones who get the media on me. They're the ones who tell their friends about me. So, and then my relationship here in Britain, my friends tell other people about me.
Yeah, which is great. I mean, that's what you want. You want as many people talking about you that isn't you. And that's the power of influence. That's good stuff. Thank you anyway, Marcia. Beverly, tell me what tools you use.
Hi. Actually, I'm familiar with Remove BG.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So that's the one I'm using. But with videos, I haven't tried. But I have an app which I learned from other vlogger. It's called Cover.
Cover.
So it's a free, Cover. It's a free videos that you can just put anything you want, and then you can upload it in your Facebook or with marketing. So I haven't tried it yet, but I think it's cool because it's free.
That's good.
So
Cover,
it's a COVERR.
What
Free
I
videos.
What I always do, Gordon, is with some of the apps and some of the, I would just start off on the free service and see if it's working for you, and then sort of upgrade, like test the water a little bit before you sign up.
Yeah, no, indeed. It's exactly the right way to go, to be honest, isn't it, James? Good stuff. Any other comments at all that we'd like to share? I'm sure there are even more apps and things. Oh, there is one, although it's not necessarily, which I love. While I'm thinking of it.
Tell you what, I'm disappointed with Gordon, and I have to be honest with you. And I was using it for a good while, was the Facebook Business Suite.
Say that again.
The Facebook Business Suite. They were doing some maintenance and a lot of messing around with it, and I use it. I use it for analytics, just for checking numbers and bits and pieces. But yeah, I was a shade disappointed with that now.
For you, yeah. I'm just going to share with you a free tool, which is HFM Customs, the one app that I use. Can you see it here?
HFM.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the reason I like it is because it gives you all of these different tax calculators as well on one site. So it's because it's government driven. Can you see that?
Yeah. Clear as the day. Yeah.
It's really, really useful. So, for example, if I wanted to check on, I don't know, 450 quid, and I wanted to remove the VAT, you see that?
Yeah. And it'd be a very good currency converter as well.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Look, it's doing it straight away for me. In there, super quick, doesn't cost anything. You've got all the corporation, all the relevant taxes, all up to date. And then you've got like inheritance tax. I know this is slightly off influence and marketing, but it's a really good. It's a really good tool. So if you wanted to have a look at it, yeah.
In addition to your app work, Fiverr's really good. I'm sure.
Oh, it is. Fiverr as well. You're absolutely right. Yeah, no question about that. Good stuff,
Fiverr,
guys. Loads of little juicy
Zoom.
things there. Can you do me a favor and just tell me your phone number on email?
Yeah.
Just do it on email so I can actually do it in one place. And then also all of the tools that you've been talking about today, please just share the link and just a brief half a sentence as to what it is. So I can actually then put that on. So this is a tool that does this without me having to go and look up for it.
Your
Will you do that for me?
Phone number and a brief of your three favorites where to
That's it. Yeah. That would be great. And if you can send that to gordon@gordonglenister.com, then I'll do that later on today. And I'll also set up a WhatsApp group for the people that are here, and then we can just add to it as people grow. And then
I'll be in touch with you today by email as well.
Okay. All right, James, super. And then next week we've got John that's going to talk to us all about Canva, and he's going to delight us all hugely, I'm sure. Thanks as always for turning up. We still need to get loads more people to the round table.
Just a quick one before you go, Gordon, just rephrasing what we said at the start of today's round table. When you see the polls for next week's thing on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, especially on LinkedIn and Facebook, a like and a share and a comment if you have time.
Yeah, James, well done. I agree with you totally, because it helps us all, really. Yeah,
and you see what it's doing is it's helping your profile for sharing it, because you're showing people that you attend Gordon's webinar, and then it's helping the round table to exposure as well.
Of course it is. Absolutely. Great. Well, enjoy your day, won't you? And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, see everybody.
Take care, everyone. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Gordon. Thanks, everyone. Nice to see you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye-bye.